I'm Julie Herman of Jaybird Quilts and Lazy Girl Designs, and welcome back to the Lazy Angle Basics series. I'm so glad you have decided to join us on this journey. In our first week, we went ahead and made the beach ball baby quilt using a one-step lazy angle block. And then last week, we made the apple pie table runner using a two-step block. And then today and this week, we are going to begin with the Stargazer Pillow, which is a three-step block. It looks a lot scarier than it is. I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. So let's get started. So I've gone ahead and taken the pillow out of this so that I can lay it flat on my cutting mat so I can go over the aspects of this pillow that we need to consider when picking our fabric. So we have three fabrics here. We have our background. We have our fabric that is, here I used a floral. It kind of ends up being our background star. And then we have a fabric that ends up being our front star. So we have three fabrics. I'm going to go check out my stash and see what I can find. In the Lazy Angle Basics series, we've been going over different variations of lazy angle blocks. When we worked on beach ball, we had one-step blocks. Then last week when we worked on the apple pie table runner, we had two-step blocks. And today with the Stargazer Pillow, we have three-step blocks. If you look at page 3 of your pattern, I'm going to briefly show you what it means to be a three-step block, which is that you are going to, step 1, make a block. Then we are going to recut this, and step 2, add another one of our B triangles, and then step 3, we're going to add yet another one. And then when we go ahead and put 4 of these blocks together, it magically makes a star. Let's talk about fabric selection. The first thing that I picked out was this floral print. I really liked the ombre, how some of my pieces would have more orange and red, and some would have more blue and purple, and so that's where I began. Then I figured out I wanted this green to be my center star. I thought it would pop really well. And then when looking at options for my background fabric, I really liked this print, which happens to be called Meteor Shower. It's also from Roar, but it is a border print. And what that means is that the way it is printed on the bolt is that there is a border. It's often border prints are along the selvage. Sometimes there's 4 of them along a fabric. Sometimes in this case there happens to be 2, one on either side, and then there's this fun all over print in the middle. So what I decided to do is figure out how to cut this differently so that I could save this and go ahead and use the center. So I'm going to show you how I did that. I decided that I'm going to save the border print for the back of my pillow. So as you can see here, I lined up my fabric and I folded it from cut to cut, not selvage to selvage. So right now my fold is at the bottom and I have my dinosaurs lined up on top of each other. I'm using my ruler on the left to go ahead and measure out at least 14 inches so that I'll be able to cut my backing later. And my ruler to the right is 8.5 inches wide and is showing me where I'm going to get my cut so that I can cut my pieces in the next step. After selecting our fabrics and planning out where each one is going to go, the next step is on page 4, which is cutting our A pieces. And so I have my strip ready. I'm going to use this main floral for my A pieces. And I'm going to take my jumbo lazy angle ruler and I'm going to line up my 8.5 inch line. Now if you have a busy fabric like I do and you're having trouble seeing that line, got a piece of advice for you. You can get glow line tape. It comes in a couple different colors and it's neon, hence why they call it glow line. And you can take it, it's a 1/4 inch tape, and you can tape your ruler so that you know exactly where you're supposed to be looking. So I've gone ahead and taped this ruler already, and I've put it right on the outside of my shape. So I want my glow line tape to end up right on my cutting mat. So I'm gonna line up my 8.5 inch solid line, and I've got my glow line tape right off, so I know if my glow line tape is on my fabric, I'm too far over. And just gonna make sure my piece is lined up on the top and the bottom as well. And then grab some of my booster magnets. These go with the So Tights cutting mat. I showed this in the apple pie table runner as well. I find it really helpful because your ruler won't slide as much. So by using the booster magnets, you can turn any specialty ruler into a magnetic ruler. and cut. And then to get our next piece, we are going to rotate our ruler around 180 degrees. And now that line is not where we need it because we need one over here. So if you feel comfortable, which I think I do because it's the last diagonal line you can, otherwise you can put another piece of glow line tape. Show you quickly what that looks like. And now I have my diagonal glow line tape. So I'm going to ignore that one because I'm working on the diagonal right now. And the angle that I cut for my first piece is the same angle I need for my next one. And go ahead and cut. And then repeat those steps so that I get 4 A pieces. We're now on page 5 and we need to cut our left and right B pieces for our background. And since we want mirror images, we're cutting 2 layers of fabric and wrong sides together so that we will get opposites with each cut. So I've already gone ahead and cut this to my width and squared up this edge. And now it's time to go ahead and cut my B pieces. And my B pieces are located here on the ruler. So I want to look for this long straight line. It's the only one that goes top to bottom the whole length. Line up the base of my piece and the top of my ruler and cut. And if you find that glow line tape was helpful for you, and if you have darker fabric, you can continue to use that if you feel like that would be helpful. Now for our next cut, we're not going to rotate the ruler, we're actually going to flip it to the back. So we're going to flip it upside down so you can't read the words jumbo lazy angle, but you can still read numbers. So the 8.5, 7.5, 6.5 are upside down on the back so that you'll be able to see them. And what we are looking at here is we want this long diagonal line. And I'm gonna line that up. Top of our ruler, base of our ruler, make sure we're good to go, and trim. And I'm going to repeat those steps until I have all of my left and right B pairs. The last thing we need to cut is our feature star fabric. And one quick note, if you downloaded this pattern early on, there was one mistake on page 6 where it says fold with an arrow. That part of the diagram was just from the page before. That shouldn't be there. At this point, we want to be working with 1 layer of fabric. So just follow the diagrams from step 4 on, which is that you want 1 layer of fabric wrong side up. I apologize for that mistake. I have updated the PDF so you can go back to the website and re-download a new copy. So 1 layer of fabric, wrong side up, and we're going to go ahead and cut some left B's, and when we only want left, that's why we're using our fabric wrong side up. If we were using our fabric right side up, we would be getting right B's. So this is just like when we were cutting our background ones, but with a single layer of fabric. You can continue to use your booster magnets if those help to keep things from sliding around, and continue cutting until you have 4 left B pieces. Thank you for joining us here today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like it, share your comments with us, and subscribe to the channel. If you've not yet signed up for the Sew Along emails, you can do so at the link posted in the video description below. In our next video, we're going to take all the pieces that we cut today and work on putting them together into a Lazy Angle 3-step block. So I'll see you here tomorrow.